today. But of course, not without some shocker. Some of the shocking news that have come out of Roland Garros is the fact that, of course, the clay master himself, the king of clay, Rafa Nadal, he played something that I might just say would be the very last of his French Open outing. Maybe he hasn't announced his retirement, but we're looking at that it might just be the very last time we'll be seeing the king of clay grace, yes, indeed, the clay court out there in Roland Garros, because on Monday he fell to number 4 seed, that is Alexander Zverev, in straight sets. Yes, he lost in 3 sets, 3-love it was. And following that match, Nadal did not 100% rule out a return to Roland Garros. So we'll just keep calm and find out if he'll be announcing a retirement or not. The other shocker that has come out of a French Open has to do with Mariah Sakkari. Yes, Mariah Sakkari, she was turned for the second straight year. Last year in the French Open, she did exit in the first round. And this year, we are seeing the same thing. She's exiting in the first round yet again in the French Open. Yes, but then defending champion Iga Swiatek came out and did her thing. She's progressed to the second round. The second round matches will be kicking off today, both for the gentlemen and the ladies. But because of our time, I might not delve into rolling out how it will be going down today for you. But just know that second round matches will be kicking off today in the French Open, that is Roland Garros. And if we shift our attention a little bit to the NBA, the playoffs been going on. There's playoffs as far as the conferences are concerned, the Western Conference and, of course, the Eastern Conference. How has it been going? We've had some 3 games in one, and we've had, I think, about 4 in one other. What are the conferences, giving us in terms of basketball this particular season? It's not looking very good for what is happening in the Eastern Conference, but I think in the West it's just been going on smoothly and nicely. It's been looking smooth and nice. In the Eastern Conference, we have a Boston Celtics taking on Indiana Pacers. How has it been going for them? It's not been going smoothly because Boston Celtics been really running the show in the first game. They did take a 1-0 lead in the series, and in the second game they also took it to 2-0. In the third game they took it to 3-0, and they have also won the fourth game. So it's a 4-0 for Boston Celtics against the team Indiana Pacers. They are really on cruise control in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then in the West, what's going on in the West? Let's just give you a little of an update from the Western Conference Finals. Minnesota Timberwolves, they are up against the Dallas Mavericks. How is it going there? Oh, well, there's a little of a battle. The Dallas team did win the first series 1-0, and then they also took the second series, taking the score to 2-0 after 109 and 108 results. Was a very close call there. And then in the third game, Dallas actually also still did record a win. That now means a 3-0. But then in the fourth game that happened just last night, Minnesota finished up 105, and Dallas Mavericks settled for 100 points. That means a 3-1 right about now in this series. Maybe Dallas Mavericks is looking to put up a fight. Today is the 29th of May. Tomorrow they will be playing their 5th game in that series. So fingers crossed. Let's see how it's all going to pan out. We'll be heading over to the pages of the newspaper, and today we will be looking at let's start off with Vanguard newspaper. What's the page saying? The back page, top 5 most expensive football stadiums in the world. If you want to get that information in details, you will just have to check out what is at the back page of a Vanguard newspaper. Then elsewhere, they're talking about the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, and Victor Osimhen out of it for Nigeria. He's very out of the South Africa and also the Benin Republic Republic clashes that we will be having. Remember, the Super Eagles of Nigeria failed to pick maximum points in their first two games of the World Cup qualifiers. The first game against Lesotho, it ended in a draw. Against Zimbabwe, it ended in a draw. So after two games and after from a possible 6 points, they picked up only two. That has put the team in a very tight corner. Let's see what the new gaffer, Coach Fini the Judge, former coach of Enyimba International, will be bringing to the table. Still on the sports section of Vanguard, they're talking also about WAFU under 17, how the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria edged the host Ghana out there in Accra, winning by 3-2, and that is now giving them the bronze medal. So many updates coming from that WAFU under 17 championship. Last night during a frenzy, it was even live on the show. Myself and the sports prime minister who were here when the team recorded that victory, 3-2. We're celebrating that they will now be heading to the under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. But then this morning, I can tell you that our celebrations have been cut short. Somehow, don't be too angry about that. But somehow, our celebrations have been cut short because after the NFF released that update that the under-17 team will now be participating in the next AFCON. Yes, after releasing that update, the latest news as far as the under-17 team is concerned is that just maybe our celebrations have been cut short because it looks like the CAF committee wants to stick with just 12 teams. 12 teams going to the under-17 AFCON. And I'm just wondering, if FIFA has increased the number of teams that will be participating at the under-17 World Cup to 10, why do we still want to stick to 12 teams at the AFCON instead of taking it up to 16? So we'll just keep our fingers crossed. Maybe much later, CAF will revisit that. But right now, just know that the under-17 AFCON, the update is that the Eaglets have not qualified after all, as CAF is insisting on a 12-team final tournament. The Confederation of African Football, they have clarified that next year's Africa under-17 Cup of Nations will still have 12 finalists in attendance, as against the minimum of 16 teams are being projected by African football enthusiasts. So you and I actually, the enthusiasts in the story, will keep our fingers crossed and see how that one will end. But it's not a good it's not a nice update. It's not one that we are happy about. So you can find details of the story on the Vanguard newspaper. Elsewhere, we'll be looking at the Guardian. Sports on the Guardian this morning. Remember, it's the 29th day of May. Injury knocks Osimhen out of the South Africa and Benin Republic games. Just when Super Eagles coach Fini the Judge has concluded plans on how he wants to have his attack looking all sharp and piercing, especially with the return of Victor Boniface and Ademo Lukman on hot form. Victor Osimhen will not be a part of what will be going down right here in Nigeria, and of course by the time we'll play against Benin Republic on neutral ground, because the game against Benin Republic will be happening in Cote d'Ivoire. Still on the Guardian, what else are they telling us about? Nigeria to debut at the 18th Africa Sambo Championships that will be happening in Egypt. For all the athletics lover, you have something for you on the Guardian. That's the back page, of course. All right, so that is that for the Guardian. We'll move over to yet another daily. This time around, let's talk the Punch. Yes, on the Punch. On the Punch newspaper, we'll be looking at what they have. Ikene to Eagles, how NPFL assist King. Ismail captured the heart of Fini the George, how he captured Fini's heart. If you want details of this story, just go check out the Punch, the very back page of the newspaper. Still on today's sports stories on the Punch. Aruna Kadri, ranked 17th. He's reclaiming Africa as a top sport. He's ranked 17th and reclaiming Africa as a top sport. Okay? Yes, still on the Punch. World Cup qualifiers, Rangers Iboke Yes, is it Kenneth Ibuke? Yes, replaces injured Osimhen. People have been wondering how Osimhen is a forward after all, and a left back, a defender, the right back, a defender is being called up to replace him. We've been looking at that story. Just maybe, Coach Finidi George feels he's got a lot going for him in the forward department. Why not, just beef up the defense after all? The Eaglets miss on the 17 AFCON despite beating Ghana. Details of that story is you'll find it on the Punch. What else is happening on the Punch newspaper as far as sports is concerned this morning? All right, let's see this. Chelsea considering signing £51 million Omoro Dion from Atletico. All these and much more you can find on the sports section of the Punch newspaper. All right, the phone lines will be open. Maybe I can squeeze in one or two calls on the show this morning. You can call 070-0951-0000, 070-0951-0000. Any of the updates you want to react to, feel free to get on board. Let us feel your pulse on the show this morning on WhatsApp. We are on 0809-993-0137. Limited time, definitely, but you can squeeze in something and I would read it or I will take your call and how it goes. On Complete Sport, the newspaper, what is it? What has it got for us today? Let's see. Olympic Lyon. The update there is that Olympic Lyon is interested in signing Wilfred Ndidi. Yes, Wilfred Ndidi of Nigeria. Wilfred Ndidi of Leicester City. The commentators out there in the UK, they will say Wilfred Ndidi, and people from the East will be so very angry. Pronounce it well. That's not the pronunciation of the name. Whichever way they pronounce it, we know it's Wilfred they are talking about. Yes, Wilfred Ndidi. Olympic Lyon have identified Wilfred as a transfer target for the summer, according to the very front page of Complete Sports. If you want details, you could just check out that Sports Daily. Okay, for more details. Golden Eaglets not qualified for AFCON, for under 17 AFCON, according to the NFF. So they are playing with our heads. A lot of people's heads are swimming right now. They don't know what to believe. They don't even know which way to follow. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. Something's still telling me that the boys, they can still qualify. Just maybe, because I do not understand. If we have 10 slots, why the under 17 AFCON should still be a competition of just 12 teams instead of 16 or even 24. We'll see about that. Finidi needs support to deliver the World Cup ticket. Who's saying this? Soje, yes, ex Super Eagles player Soje has drum support for Finidi George, saying he needs all the support for him to be able to deliver the World Cup ticket. Inter Milan interested in Manchester United key defender. All this and much more you can find on Complete Sports. On WhatsApp, we have this message. This message is coming in from Haruna. Haruna is in Apokachi. Good morning. Your voice is putting me in the right mood this morning. Okay, my brother, be calming down. Haruna says, okay, it's very good to know that at least the boys finished with a bronze medal, but I don't know what to think about how the NFF are really taking us up and down. We know they go the under 17 AFCON. My brother, fingers are crossed. Like I said, all of us will find out in the coming days. But right now, the information is the boys are not going to participate in the under 17 AFCON. They will not be participating. They did not make the first two teams. They did not make the final. That's what has put us in this very unfortunate situation. Especially if you begin to think about the fact that they were not in the last World Cup. You need to even get to the AFCON first before you talk about the World Cup, right? They were not even in the last World Cup. So it's not a good one for the Manu Garba-led team, but we'll see how it goes. Do I have any other message on WhatsApp? All right. People are not feeling good this morning with that update. They do not know what to think. I have this message. All right. This one is coming in from Josh. Josh says, Victor Osimhen is not my problem. My problem is that we will not be at the under 17 AFCON. Kachi, I had celebrated the update you guys gave last night on Football Friends. We celebrated as well. We all did. All of us celebrated. But right now, the story is something different. I don't know if I can take this call. I will take it if you can stick to 30 seconds. Let's give it a try. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. What is your name?
This is Lady Sunshine. I'm calling from Austria this morning.
All right, welcome to Yes Indeed a Sports. We have just 20 seconds.
Okay, please, is it the qualifying match that we are playing? Qualifying match to World Cup.
Qualifying match to AFCON first. And we didn't make it.
It's to AFCON.
Yes, and we didn't make it.
With Finidi George.
No. Okay, no, with Finidi George, it's qualifying match to World Cup. I thought you were talking about the under-17.
When are we playing it?
Okay, I'll give you the update in a bit. In June, we're playing on June the 7th and then June the 10th. All right?
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. That's the much we can take today on a Sports Drive. Good morning, good morning.
Masu magana na cewa lafiya jari ce, amma idan wajen neman lafiya.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.